Well, we do begin this half hour with an urgent warning surrounding Joe Biden's presidential inauguration.
Federal law enforcement officials say domestic extremists may be prompted to strike after seeing the siege on the U.S. Capitol.
Prosecutors have already charged dozens of people with federal crimes related to the storming of the Capitol last week. And chatter about copycat attacks has put federal and state officials on high alert.
They won't catch anyone by surprise this time. We know they're there. We know how violent they can be.
Well, in response, thousands of armed National Guard troops surround Washington, D.C. Barriers are already blocking streets there, and the iconic National Mall announced it will be closed on Inauguration Day.
Extra security measures, though, are also in place in California's capital.
It comes as we are learning that local deputies actually attended President Trump's now infamous rally in Washington, D.C. Rachel Wolf is in Sacramento with the investigation. Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. A lot of activity here as a lot of law enforcement reporting to work here. These guys walking in here. CHP, other forms of law enforcement agencies, the country on high alert, like you said. This is, we are learning that some Sacramento County Sheriff's deputies actually traveled to Washington, D.C. for President Trump's rally. It is unclear at this time if any of those deputies took part in the storming of the Capitol that followed. Sheriff Scott Jones says an investigation is now underway.
We want to make sure that everyone that was there acted properly, or that we don't have any information that they acted improperly. Frankly, I'd be very surprised if any of our officers acted improperly. We have no information that they were involved in anything untoward other than being present and at the rally.
The concern here is those same deputies who rallied at the nation's capital could now be tasked with protecting California's. Sheriff Jones says his deputies will help defend the Capitol and other critical infrastructure leading up to Inauguration Day. CHP charged with protecting the Capitol building. They are who's usually around here, been covering this story, and this is my virtual office for months now. But again, we're expecting National Guard troops to be arriving here, so a large law enforcement presence as we have this potential threat that we are facing. Also, media on high alert as well, as you guys know, all across the country. It is a tense time, so we'll be checking this out this morning and bringing you updates.
Yeah, obviously you've been at the Capitol many weeks in a row, but seeing that fence behind you changes things just a bit. All right, Rachel, thank you.
A Sacramento man who was caught on camera detailing his participation in the raid on the Capitol last week is now resigning from his position as a local Republican leader. The California Republican Assembly has identified this man as board member George Riley and is condemning his actions. In a video shared on Reddit, Riley said he was pepper sprayed and then also talks about breaching the Capitol building and pushing past Capitol police officers.
Unfortunately, on that particular day, he made some decisions that were not representative of the values and the vision of the California Republican Assembly.
California Republican Assembly spokesperson Craig DeLuz says that he believes anyone who participates in violence like this should be prosecuted. We reached out to the FBI, but they could not tell us whether they're investigating Riley. Riley was seen in video, though, from last week's riot wearing a Sac Republic FC shirt. The team released a statement that says Riley is, quote, not a Republic FC member, has no association with the club in any manner, and unequivocally does not represent the values of the club.
Well, turning now to our coronavirus coverage, President-elect Joe Biden has unveiled a COVID and economic relief plan valued at nearly $2 trillion. Biden is proposing spending some $400 billion to vaccinate Americans faster and reopen schools, among other initiatives. His new proposal includes more help for struggling Americans, including $2,000 stimulus checks and aid to small businesses and local governments.
$2,000 is going to go a long way to ease that pain. During this pandemic, millions of Americans, through no fault of their own, have lost the dignity and respect that comes with a job and a paycheck.
The president-elect also said he plans to take action to extend nationwide restrictions on home evictions. And trading underway on Wall Street at this hour, obviously everything just opening up. The market's down, though, about 165 points, sitting at 30,823.
California's surging coronavirus cases have led to an expansion of the state's alternative care sites, places like the field hospital set up in Sleep Train Arena. The state says there are 19 patients being treated at the arena in Natomas, Nearly 130 patients are being treated, though, throughout the state in facilities like that.
Well, we know some people have said that they're hesitant to get a COVID vaccine, but what if you actually got paid to do it? Oakland Valley Hospital in Oakdale is now offering cash incentives to workers who are skeptical about the vaccine. They're paying employees $300 once they prove they've gotten their second shot.
Because we want our employees to stay safe, and we believe in the vaccine.
Is a cash incentive going a little bit too far?
No, I think, you're putting a value on someone's safety. People's lives are at stake.
Only 40% of the hospital's employees had initially signed up to get the vaccine. They are only into the first week of offering the cash incentive, though, and more workers are already signing up.
Sac State students living on campus during winter break are now enjoying some free meals from local restaurants who have partnered with the mayor's office. The Sac State Winter Break Meal Program delivers lunch and dinner to students every weekday, I should say, in the residence halls.
There's no charge for the students at all. They can come and get there's each of the bags equipped with their lunch and dinner in it, and if the students want more, we'll let them have more if they need it. And then we get groceries on Wednesdays from a food pantry that the mayor's office is working with as well.
The partnership is funded by a $50,000 grant from the City of Sacramento's Justice for Neighbors program. The meal program is going to run through January 22nd.
Well, Sacramento is looking to provide dozens of tiny homes for the homeless on public and private property across the city. A vote on the plan is scheduled at next week's council meeting. The goal would be to make 60 tiny homes available within 1 month. The city has a list of 1,700 properties where those homes could go, but it will be up to the council members to decide on those locations.